Jacob Wall. I'm a sophomore, obviously, at SMU. I'm a general business major, but I'll probably end up in accounting or finance.
What kind of plane do you fly?
I fly a Mooney M20C model, so it's a 1975.
All right, so how long have you been flying for?
I started flying in July 2009. So I was
So you were how old?
15 at the time.
That's insane. So,
Yeah.
Did you buy your plane when you were 15, or did that come later?
No, actually, this year in 2012, one thing I wanted to do was buy an airplane. So in January of this year, I found an advertisement for the airplane that I now own, and it was a good deal. And I had run a cost analysis, as every other business person does.
Of course you would.
And I found out that for as much as I fly, in the end, I would actually save money owning an airplane. And it offers the flexibility that if it's 1 a.m. in the morning, I can go and just fly.
All right. Well, why at like the age of 15 did you choose to start this hobby? It's an extremely expensive hobby.
Yes.
That you chose to do at a very young age.
I'd always loved aviation as a kid. My grandfather was in the Air Force. He did refueling back in World War II and the Vietnam War. So there was definitely already aviation in the family. At that point, my brother had actually just started working for American Airlines. Mm-hmm. And so there now was even more aviation influences in my life. And I went flying, and it actually started off as going to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. They have a week-long program for students who are in high school, and it includes 3 days of flying, and you go and you pretty much live the life of a college student. And I did that, and I fell in love with it.
So who actually taught you? Who's your main flight instructor?
So I had two main flight instructors, Brooks Higginbotham, and Charlie Gates, which actually sadly just passed away about 2 weeks ago. Okay. He had actually died in a plane crash. It's a little eerie because it's the airport I always fly out of. That night, actually no, Northwest Regional. Now I fly out of Addison. Okay. Now that I'm at SMU, it's a closer airport. So the day after I found out that he died, I went and I flew over Northwest Regional just to say a few last words. It was just weird because I knew every person involved in that incident. I knew his nephew. I knew all the flight instructors there who found him. And it was just very weird for me and very saddening to hear that.
On that note of like who these instructors were, how long did it actually take you to learn how to fly a plane? Because I remember you taught me when we took our trip back up to Wichita.
Definitely. And
you're like, okay, look at these four or five gauges. I was like
6.
Oh God! And I was like completely fixated on those gauges. So how did you learn everything else about the plane? And how long did that take you?
It takes a lot of time. By the way, good job flying.
Thank you.
Very, very good actually for a first-time pilot. I was impressed. It takes a long time. It's a lot of books. I mean, a college textbook seems crazy, but anyone who's learned to fly, it's harder than any course I've ever taken at SMU, and I've taken senior level courses. And you have to be passionate for it. And you have to understand that you're going to spend hours every day for months, and you're going to spend all day at the airport, and you're going to take some of the hardest exams in your life.
Final question, what is your ideal day of flying? Or actually, rather, what was your favorite day of flying?
My favorite day of flying had to have been 2 summers ago. I had actually gotten a call from a friend at midnight. And he said, if you can find your way out to Hawaii by tomorrow, it's going to be a great week. And so I got out there, and I forget which island it was actually, but there was one airplane on the whole entire island. And it was a Cardinal, which is a unique kind of airplane to fly. It looks very weird, and there's not a whole lot of them made. But it's breathtaking at a whole new level when you're the one who's flying and seeing what you want to see for as long as you want to see. Yeah. To see the waterfalls, to fly all over the beaches and whatnot. It was incredible.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for the interview. Actually, really thankful that you let me fly your plane. That's probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my life.
No problem.
And yeah, when are you going to fly next?
Let's pick a date.
Just whenever.
Pretty much.
That's awesome.
How about after this?